So what do you think
Hey, we
about?
both dressed up. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's what I'm going. That's what I'm thinking, bro. I was feeling what you were saying earlier. Yeah, I gotta put a better shirt on, maybe. I'll even let them see the hair since they're all bitching, saying that I have like a giant fucking bald spot or something.
Low key.
But whatever. I know they just want me to take off the hat. They don't really care about my hair.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna throw the hat on anyway in a second, just to piss them off a little bit.
Dude, nah, you gotta get like a custom made fedora, you know?
Bro,
That's like
I would get
black that goes with the outfit, but has the fucking the Trump thing on it. You just need to get one of those.
that would go crazy hard. No, they would go ballistic over that. Yeah, I definitely want a
You're like,
fedora. That
bro,
would be
he's dressed
sick.
nice and a Trump supporter? What the fuck?
Yeah, that would be fucking sick. That would be like mafia looking shit. People would definitely be curious about it. Hopefully, some fucking people join in here. I think they will. This is a good time to normally go live. I mean, before when I was live, it was crazy. 75% of people were AOC voters, bro.
That's wild.
That is
I
like,
put an
that made me want to
announcement in the
puke.
Discord, so
Yeah, the
hopefully some
people that
people hop over
joined
to the
were
Discord.
insane.
Yeah, I put an announcement in the announcements channel in the Discord, so hopefully people hop in. But
Hell yeah. Hopefully they'll hop in here. But it's crazy about Newsom and all those children they found in California working at that MJ farm. Like, bro, 14 minors, 361 arrested illegal immigrants.
I'm
But
gonna say
Newsom,
this the most polite way possible. I'm not surprised.
oh, we got a hater already. Well, I got bad news for you, buddy. Trump is going to be your president for the next 4 years. See that hat? See that hat? The majority of America voted for him. The majority of America voted for him. We got 4 people in here now. Not too bad. We're moving along. We're moving along.
I'm gonna be respectful to you and explain it this way. We would be a lot worse off if we got Kamala in office. And the best way to explain this is the fact that she said everything Biden did during his presidency, she would not change.
Just more
Her
insults.
exact words.
Nice words are stupid, I guess. Nice words are stupid.
Like that's me being polite about it. She straight up came out and said that. That means the immigration issue wouldn't have changed. We still would have had millions of illegals coming into the country. The uh, the artificial solution he came out to fix gas prices that would have eventually no longer worked would have continued.
But if you ask the Democrats, the gas price was cheaper under Biden.
You know, want to know why gas prices are now up a little bit, but also down from where they were during some of Biden's presidency? And I'll put it the nicest way possible. What Biden did as a solution was open up the federal fuel reserve. Opening up the federal fuel reserve is only a temporary fix, and when it runs out, gas prices go through the roof. You're talking double, triple what they were when they were expensive during his presidency. You would have seen gas go as high as $10 a gallon if we ran out of gasoline in the Federal Reserve, because what would have happened is the government would have then had to purchase and replace all the missing gasoline,
Didn't
which
they
would have
burn the
raised gas
majority of the
prices.
reserves?
Yeah, they did. And if they would have burned it all, it would have raised gas prices completely. Because what would have happened is the government at the same time as supplying gasoline to the people would have also had to purchase gasoline to replace the lost gas in the reserve, which would have jacked up gas prices because of supply and demand.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, has Trump actually drilled for any more oil? I know he ran on drilling, drill, but I haven't heard too much about it.
Well, he's for him to get done what he wants to do, he has to pass laws and move different things around so he's able to do it. And obviously, when you have people on the left and then you have rhino Republicans fighting against every single fucking bill you pass or attempt to pass,
It's difficult. Maybe that can be his next move to get something passed there. He got the big, beautiful bill passed. Now we should worry about drilling for some more oil inside the United States, especially with these conflicts in the Middle East. It would be really nice if we
What
could.
we should be focusing on, and a major thing we should be focusing on, is building more refineries. Because the fire refineries we currently have, there's quite a few of them that are still operational but outdated and can't process specific types of crude oil. So we need to build more new refineries capable of processing the different types of crude oil found throughout the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the oil that we have is the harder type to process. But we got 53 people in here. Can we get a couple likes? Double tap the screen, hit up here in the like button. That's actually true, absolutely. Trump promised the Epstein list and said now it doesn't exist. Well, we've already been talking about this subject 100 million bazillion times. But if you want specifics about it,
There we
you cut
go.
out
I don't
there
know,
for
my
a
shit
second.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to. But yeah, no, it's just a situation where
We can talk about the Epstein thing every single live stream, or we can move on with topics. But this is the last time I'm going to say this for a couple days. We're going to say about the Epstein files, and then we're going to move on from the topic. So if anyone else has anything else they want to say, but I will say there's only a little bit of an update. Trump said that the files were made by Cricket Hillary and Obama, and they've been altered and edited. So now he again is admitting and saying that there is files that they created. Maybe Epstein didn't have a list he created himself. Maybe it's more like videos and pictures and things as that such. But the truth, I think, might come out eventually because it seems like Trump is trying to cover up some things. But I guess we'll have to find out and see. And like you
I
said
pretty
before,
much know.
sorry.
The community follow have been following this before Trump got involved. I've pretty much known the reason why they haven't released the Epstein list and why Trump now cannot release the Epstein list. But like it's already like the information is out there that Epstein had ties to Mossad. Mossad has ties to Israel. People in the United States are not particularly happy with Israel at the moment, and there has been a rise in anti-Semitic behavior. So why release the list that'll possibly further compromise the situation and cause another rise in anti-Semitism in America and possibly cause the death of some people?
We got 100 people in here. Can we get like a couple likes, guys? Not that it's the end of the world or anything, but smash that like and subscribe button. And I agree with what you said. I also think the FBI and the CIA is somehow in that list and somehow involved in the circumstance. And as well as I said before, Bill Gates, Microsoft, probably some people at Walmart and other companies are also involved in this situation and also on that list. So it's no doubt in my mind that this would cause boycotting and a rise of anti-Semitism and probably damage the U.S. economy and stock market. But I do believe at the same time these people deserve to be in prison for a long, long time.
By the way, I'm gonna let you guys know. Now, unlike Euro here, I am a lot less tolerant of ignorant behavior in the messages, so I would choose wisely.
Yeah, I'm pretty tolerant, but this guy moderates the Discord pretty well.
I don't
So
take shit. So
Epstein had an egg-shaped, you know what? Eggplant. He had an egg-shaped eggplant. That's all I'll say.
first one.
First one. Oh boy.
Dude, the constant parroting is literally the most annoying shit I ever see
If
in this
Trump was
channel. It's just
on
people
that
constantly
list,
saying
don't you
the
think
same
he would
shit.
just remove himself and release that list if it was the main reason why he's not releasing that list?
It's yeah, it's really not that hard to forge a document, especially when you have control over some of the biggest espionage agencies in the United States when you're currently fucking president.
Literally, he could release those documents and remove himself if he was on that list. He could put redacted or just remove it completely.
No, he could just remove it completely. He could take the information, forge the documents, make them look official. No one would fucking know otherwise.
At this point, everyone is fried. I kind of agree, but I don't think Trump is on that list. I think it's Mossad. A lot of Israeli government officials are involved in that list. FBI, CIA is involved in that list. Big corporation CEOs like Bill Gates, other people, the Clintons, many. It's thousands of high ranking executives, officials, and government agencies involved in that list. If Trump himself was on that list and they could just, remove his name off of it and release it, that would be a simple fix to the problem. Just use common sense.
Wait, for anybody here who says wants to talk about the whole fact that they were friends at one point, I'm gonna list particular information that's available to anyone who actually wants to look into it, and the left decides not to talk about because it would make Trump look more innocent than guilty. First of all, Trump is one of the people that, when approached by the investigators who were in the process of investigating Epstein back in 2009, I think. It was 2009, they approached Trump and asked for information or anything he had on Epstein, and he provided everything wholeheartedly that he knew about the situation. He helped investigators eventually get a conviction on Epstein and his wife.
Trump helped them
Right
get
there
a
is,
conviction on Epstein. That's right. Alan D. I believe that was one of the victim's lawyers for the Epstein court case. Alan
they
D., I
were
think,
friends, and they were
was the
friends
lawyer.
up until a certain point, and then when up until actually specifically, this has been documented, by the way. They were friends up until Epstein quite literally hit on an underage worker at the Mar-a-Lago estate, in which Trump kicked Epstein the fuck out and banned him from Mar-a-Lago.
Also, Marine, thank you for that super chat. Alan D said Trump is not on that list. I'm assuming that Alan D is the lawyer for the Epstein victim. Also, Fat Blue
Yes.
Crab said this is my personal friend in real life. So Fat Blue Crab said, "Oh, it's getting hard not to think that he's on
Euthanasia.
that
Trump was
list."
on the Epstein flight log 7 times, but guess where when all those flight logs were recorded? All be from 1997 and before Epstein even purchased the fucking island.
I keep repeating these facts, but they don't like to listen to them. Fat Blue Crab, I know it's getting hard to think that Trump isn't on that. I know you probably might not support Trump anymore. Maybe you do support him. I know you're a big Trump guy and you think everything he did was great. But listen, the main reason they're psyoping you right now, they're pushing this narrative that Trump is on that list because he's not releasing it. It's not that simple. If his name was the only name that he's trying to protect or the United States government was trying to protect, they would just remove him off that list. And there's no hard evidence or any kind of leaks or proof that Trump is on that list. I'm not from Spain, but you guys can keep up these stupid comments. I'm from Florida. Trump 2028. Yes, sir. Spam whatever you like. It helps the algorithm. Just no bullshit comments.
I'm not a Republican. For anybody here who's curious, I myself am not a Republican.
Trump 2028. If we have any other comments, any other questions, anything you guys want to talk about, you can drop a super chat. I will read it out loud. By your logic, they could selectively censor the list to release it? Yes, absolutely. Why can't they? They did it with the JFK files. What's the difference?
You can't accuse someone of a crime they haven't been proven to have done. If you continue to do that, that's actually considered slander, which, by the
It's
way, is against the law, and you can
defamation.
get sued for it. It's slander and defamation.
It's innocent until proven guilty. What happened to that in America?
See ya.
Here's a super chat. All right, let's read this out. They rent out the planes to each other for tax write-offs. That's why Trump is on the flight logs. That's a possibility. I don't know that for a fact, but that seems pretty accurate to me. You could rent out planes to each other for tax write-offs. That's
In the
probably the strategy.
situation of Trump flying on Epstein's plane, there's probably pretty good probability of that is exactly what happened.
I like that super chat a lot. I think that's a high probability. Guilty by association. Well, sorry, by federal law and state law.
Hunter Biden was never accused of crimes. Hunter Biden actually committed crimes, and so did Hillary.
But Hunter got pardoned right before he was
Hunter
about to
got
get
pardoned.
sentenced for a long time. He was legitimately, maybe probably within 6 months, getting years in the federal penitentiary. He was caught pulled over with multiple substances, tax evasion, and gun crimes. Not
Yes,
to
you have to
mention,
be on a flight. You realize that. So, just in time, don't speak if you don't know how the FFA works, please. Just, you make yourself look like a fucking idiot. And this is me being nice to you. You really fucking do. Because, first of all flight logs are recorded for every single flight, whether private or public. That includes recorded passengers, so on and so forth. And the reason why they do this is what happens if the plane goes down. They need to know who was on the plane so they can put out a missing person report.
he
QWERTY,
can't
actually, I have Exotropia and I can control both of my eyes independently. Tell me what unique quirk you have.
he can't hide the files. Maybe he can't. We'll see when the truth comes out. I think the truth always comes out in the end, but there's also a high likelihood that these files never come out.
I would hope I'm smart since I have 3 college degrees, unlike probably most of the people in this chat.
Do I remember you from last night? Bro, this is the biggest troll ever. Bill Cosby, you're in prison. No, I don't remember you. Elvis is on the Epstein list? Okay, now you're just full of shit.
Professional, what I pointed out earlier is that it has been a common known piece of information that Epstein had ties to Mossad. Trump did not know what was in the Epstein files, did not know the same amount of information that the government currently had on him. Chances are he saw the information in the Epstein files, saw Mossad's involvement, and with the current climate against Israel because of the situation going on with the Middle East, probably chose not to release them because there's been currently a rise of anti-Semitism in America. Releasing that information could, from a cause and effect situation, actually make the situation worse, possibly causing a spark in anti-Semitic violence in the United States and many other countries.
If Trump was innocent, he doesn't need to release the files. Creed, how do you make 25K a month? I'm curious. What business or what do you do? Because I know bullshit when I smell bullshit.
This isn't about Jewish feelings. This is about causing possible anti-Semitic hate in America and crimes.
Black and Toasty, welcome back. Shit, I need to plug my phone in. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know where you guys are coming from.
Not many. I'm listing actual information that's been known for a long time. No, it's just insults. Like, it's been a common thing known through like most of the community that's been following the whole situation with Epstein since the beginning that he had Mossad ties. Dude had literally multiple fucking different passports and identification cards under all different names. Some of them he even had documents related to Israel in his possession.
You're my hero, Euro. Well, thank you. But don't look up to me. Look up to God.
This was known years ago. Nobody knew what the fuck was in the files in the beginning. Those people didn't know. Chances are in the beginning what actually happened was is the when they first started like got into the process of actually arresting him and seized all that information, the FBI probably put it under wraps towards the end of Trump's presidency and he had no fucking access to it. So now when he's back into his presidency and he actually gets to see these files, he probably looks at them as like, oh fuck, well, I wanted to release them, but now I can't because of the current climate with Israel. That's what I think is going on.
The DOJ is suing the city of Los Angeles. I don't know if that's true, but sounds pretty accurate. What makes you think you know about the files? 99% of you people are just pushing
Well,
this narrative.
everyone knows that Epstein has a. I don't care about fucking orientation being locked. Sorry about that. I'm taking a sip of coffee. Everyone knows, well, at least anybody who's followed it since the beginning knows that Epstein has ties to Mossad. Now the question is, how deep are these Mossad ties? Is it just surface level? Is it a lot deeper than that? Because if it's a lot deeper than that, then that's probably why Trump's not releasing them.
If you're on the list, you do need to be held accountable. Colt. MAGA, 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 MAGA. Yeah. Smash that screen. Double tap the screen. Drop some super chats if you guys have any questions, any comments, anything you want me to read out loud or discuss.
I have openly stated I don't support everything that Trump has done, by the way.
And I said the
I've said
same
it
as
to Europe.
well.
Not
If you
everything's. I
guys.
don't kiss the feet. What?
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say I don't kiss the ground that Trump fucking stands on. Like I definitely think some of the things he does I don't agree with.
Same here. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff, but I still think he was the best president for the job. And if you guys care so much about the children, why don't you give a damn about Biden losing 300,000 kids at the border? Why don't you care about the MJ farm that has, these 14 minors working there like slave labor, exploitation, and, those 300. And there's 4 PDF files. Four PDF files were at that farm working with those 14 minor children.
Also, I've never stated I support Trump choosing not to release the Epstein files. I'm only suggesting reasons to why Trump would be in a situation where he couldn't.
If those are your cousins working on that field, that's disgusting. You should be ashamed. You got 14 minor kids with 4 PDF files and another 300 illegal grown men working with them.
That's some good coffee.
He's drinking coffee, so that's why he's not. That's why you can't see him.
I am drinking coffee and I'm about to grab a cigarette real fast. You can still hear me though because I have wireless earbuds. My last cigarette, and I'm just gonna throw a fucking pouch in so I don't have to smoke.
They were arrested and taken to a camp, buddy. They weren't arrested and taken to a camp. What are you yapping about? Those kids were saved. They were working for exploitation. Not only were they children working with paraphernalia and illegal substances, federally illegal. I know it's legal in California, but I'm saying federally illegal substances.
Also, for YouTube purposes, kids don't smoke.
Yeah, kids don't smoke.
Don't smoke, don't vape, don't participate in the consumption of nicotine. Don't make the
Liberals
same vicious
love their
cycle.
child slave labor. Someone just commented, Eric from the Discord, Dustly. I agree.
Dustly, that is fucking hilarious. Because like one of the arguments I heard it come out of fucking AOC's mouth is, who's gonna pick the crops? Excuse me. How the fuck can I'm just gonna leave it at that because anything I say after that's not gonna be nice.
It's someone said Republicans make deals with overseas exploitation. Sir, it's not the Republicans or the Democrats. It's the big companies that buy
It's
shit
just
from
big companies
China.
in general. Yeah, it's big companies in general that do this, and it's not pretty. I don't approve it, but it happens.
They can pick their own crops. That's right, Dusty.
How many pouches do I have left in this one?
I don't care if the kids are illegal. They should not be working slave
Only
labor.
two.
It's not about Democrat or Republican or liberal versus right or left versus right. That is so idiotic. But when they're constantly attacking us because we supported Trump, even if we're centrist, even if we're not all the way right wing, they will still attack you for supporting Trump. That's what separates people. They're calling people murderers and killers and saying, "Oh, look, this murderer was a registered Republican." Since when the fuck does it matter what the registered party was? Did you see where illegals in California are getting free money to avoid ICE? No, I didn't see that, bro. That's horrible. We got a 2016 Hillary supporter in here. They just called us deplorables. I don't just read the chat and accept it from facts, but some of you guys are saying some facts out there and some great points.
I find it funny someone's mentioning high school age, but I'm 29 years old.
My silence speaks volumes. I'm reading the comment section. You guys are funny. You're a little bit of trolls in here.
David Torres, your statement is racist, buddy.
Guys, if anyone actually has anything, constructive to say, you can drop a super chat or just drop a good comment. I'll read it out loud. Oh, really? He's all over that list. Do you got a copy of that list to show me? Because I'd love to see it. I'd love to renounce Trump. Just show me the copy of the list that you have, since he's apparently on there and I haven't seen it. We got TDS really strong tonight. Did you see the USA opened the first new rare earth mine in 70 years? No, I didn't see that. That's a cool fact, though. Thank you for sharing.
I've never said there isn't a list.
Neither have I. We don't need China no longer. Here we go again, crying about the big beautiful bill.
Also, the cross-eyed comment, no, it's called Exotropia. If you're curious, look.
Brother, you don't have to prove to them every single time. They're just a bunch of fucks.
People that don't even know medical conditions.
They don't give a fuck about you. They just see that we're talking about Trump and supporting Trump and fucking hating on us because we both voted for him. So, love the big bill. They call Eric racist Gandalf. It's true. They do call him racist Gandalf. People will come time to time on here and say, "Where's racist Gandalf?" We're big boys. We can take it. What do you think about the AI legislation in the big beautiful bill? First off, I don't think the AI legislation is still on the bill. But if it is, I absolutely despise it. I think it's stupid that the government would put that in the I'm not racist. I think it's stupid the government would put fucking sorry. I think it's stupid the government would put no regulation on AI for 10 years. But I don't think that's true. They did remove it. I watched multiple news articles, Newsmax, Fox News, and some other articles online. All said they removed the AI part of the big beautiful bill. What are
Rent
you
isn't high. It
spinning
depends
about?
on where you live. Again, you know what? I'll go into a discussion about how, because like people just don't understand this. So when you live in a major city, okay, yes, rent's going to be high. If you move out of said major city and move into smaller cities, the suburbs, so on and so forth, rent's going to be cheaper.
He says, Graham, tell him about how I'm too lazy to cut my watermelon and too cheap to subcontract my mom's road out. Yeah, they'll fucking hate on you for anything. Bro was on the live stream. He was in Walmart buying cut watermelon. He said, "Oh, I love cut watermelon. You can see what color it is. You can see how the quality of the watermelon is before you buy the watermelon." And they called him, "Oh, you're fucking rich. You're buying watermelon. You got your priorities fucked up. You're buying cut watermelon, but you won't pay to subcontract your mom's road." He's doing that work himself. He likes to do the work himself. But the Democrats don't give a fuck. They need something to hate on him about. There's no doing right with these people.
Pay is being raised in some states. Some states are now raising minimum wage. PA is one of them.
Haters suck. Did you visit Serbia? Yeah, I visited Serbia before, but I want to go back. They have a great nightlife and a great party scene, great clubbing.
Also, it's not that one of us didn't pay the electric bill. I just don't feel like having the lights on at the moment.
Bro, I'm telling you, there's no doing right with these
Fucking
people.
stupid.
Look, someone's
But
still
as far
talking
as
about Eric.
dude, I gotta delve into the whole like city economics thing because I'm originally from Philadelphia. So, what causes rent prices to be so high is gentrification. Guess who the biggest people doing gentrification are? Billionaire Democrats.
Oh, that's crazy. Don't tell them that.
Yeah. That's what happened in Philly. All the billionaire Democrats started moving into Philadelphia, bought up all the bad neighborhoods, and now all the people who lived in those neighborhoods are now forced to move into other neighborhoods. And a lot of these situations, they're overpaying for these properties. So these people who are basically getting their homes bought off them are moving into neighborhoods that they should have never fucking been in the first place and refuse to adjust to the lifestyle of living in those specified neighborhoods. That's why you have a lot of people now moving out of Philly.
Bro, who the hell wants to live in Kingston? Are you out of your damn mind? Is that a sick joke?
Yep, it's millionaire Democrats that are causing gentrification, all while blaming Republicans for the housing crisis when really it's the Democrats that are the cause.
Well, Aaron, I hope you're doing all right this evening if you're homeless in San Francisco. Drug zombie.
No,
Yup.
actually, I lived in Northeast Philadelphia, if you're curious, in a white picket fence neighborhood with an in ground swimming pool. My dad owned his own business. Full murderer from Full Metal Jacket is funny. It's a good movie, actually. Dude, low key, the guy. Okay, let's be real here, though. Private Pile. The dude who played Private Pile really did sell that character.
AOC is not from the Bronx. Let's talk about that for a second. She grew up in some rich neighborhood in New York that was upstate New York. She moved to the Bronx when she was 20 something years old and only lived there for a couple years.
No, no, Ed, no, it would not. Harris had openly stated on multiple occasions that she wouldn't change anything Biden did during his presidency, and if that was how it went, we would currently have 50 million illegals in America.
Ed said if Harris had won, the country would be on fire. Does he mean burning to the ground or does he mean doing good? AOC is from Yorktown Heights. Yep, that's right. Nah, they're fucking lying. AOC wasn't even in New York City when she was middle school age. She wasn't in the Bronx in middle school age, brother.
Harry, I'm engaged, and my fiance voted for Trump, so
Have you two ever considered going on the show? What the fuck? Fuck you, buddy.
the funny part is
AOC
I'm
was in the
probably better off financially
suburbs.
than most of this chat.
I hate demon rats. I don't hate them, bro. I just think that they're cornballs and that they should stop
I need to,
spreading hate.
I need to put my watch on because my fucking arm feels naked.
I know lots of things about Trump. I know I haven't done much research on AOC. Guys, we got
There we go.
175 people in here. Can you slap that like, subscribe button? Can we get some super chats of anything actually, constructive? Or if you want to drop a dumb insult, give me your best insults, but make it a super chat.
Hello, I've been pretty open about my family ancestry. My dad served in the military. He then got out of the military and opened his own business working on tractor trailers. He worked on semi trucks and the trailers for said semi trucks for a long period of time until he eventually got into an accident and was no longer able to run his business, in which he then sold his business out.
What the hell are you talking about? My profile
I have
bookmarks.
no idea.
Hit the like and subscribe button. Neither of us are from Germany, my friend. What the hell are you yapping about? This is Don's from the Discord. Dr.
Yeah, it's me.
Don's, Eric, Dustley, Tom Pepin TV, asshole. No, I'm just joking. Whatever you want me to call you.
Yeah, it's me, dude. Nah, I just I had a migraine earlier today, and I no longer have it, but I don't want to get it back, so I currently have the lights off.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. This MAGA hat, I have no fucking clue where it's from. Someone just gave it to me, but I'm gonna get an official MAGA hat from Trump's website pretty soon. But I'm traveling abroad right now, so it's kind of hard to make sure I'm staying in one place during this summer. But yeah, I'm gonna get one from Trump's website, and it says some of them are made in America, but this one I'm pretty sure is from fucking China. But like I said, I didn't buy this with my own money. I just told my friend I support Trump, and
Just in time, did if you want me to read your message, send a super chat. Otherwise, I really don't give a fuck.
yeah, I feel the same way. All these guys trolling, saying the same shit. They're
Also, how
so
the fuck am I
mad over
supposed to
Trump.
follow every
I
single
love it.
message in the chat? Do you realize how fast this chat moves? Yes, of course we're gonna miss some shit.
They act like they're the only comments in the entire live stream. I can think of a bigger punishment than making China make our Trump hats. I can't think of a bigger punishment. That's pretty
I
funny,
think I
actually.
think what's funny is the comment he's making about the lazy eye. If you knew what I actually had, you'd feel like a dick.
They know they're dicks.
Because it's not a lazy eye. It's called exotropia. For anybody here who's curious, some people are born with a condition where they can only control one eye at a time. Some people have it worse than others, where they can't really control both of them equally, and they have difficulty. In my case, I've had it since I was a child, so I have full control over it. And there's a higher probability through surgery that it would actually make it worse.
They say I got a wonky eye too, bro. I don't even fucking respond to them. What do
Yeah.
you stream about? What is your stream that's so much better than mine?
Yeah, it's called exotropia. That's what I have. Do some research. Become educated.
Fuck them. Don't explain yourself to losers, Don. I agree. So many people mad at Trump. I love it. Yeah, they're not mad at you. Remember, they're not mad at you. They're not hating on you. They hate that you supported the winning candidate. And probably more than that, they hate that you're streaming with me next to me on this live stream. That'll pretty much get you some instant hate, even associating with me on stream or Discord. As you know in the Discord, even associating with me gets you instant fucking hate that you have to fight against these democrats. That's a funny comment. Yeah, they do have a micro. I hit the like and subscribe button, and I hope the algorithm shows this to everyone. Much appreciated, brother. That's love. What are some other things that I wanted to talk about? Here's my notes. Let me talk about it. Alligator Alcatraz. They did a tour on it on MSNBC, and they just cried their eyes out and said, "Oh, they sanitized this place before we came because they knew that we were coming." I mean, it's better than a lot of prisons in Florida. It has AC. Mexican
I listen to
takeout
a little
for
bit
the
of everything.
alligators.
I listen to everything. I don't really listen to much rap, but I listen to country music, some rock music, like
We've
all
talked
different kinds
about
of music.
Epstein. Please stop spamming the comments or you will be removed. This is your final warning. All right, I'm removing you. We've talked about Epstein for the last fucking who knows how long.
You didn't have to. I fucking did it.
Yeah, you did it. You beat me to it. Anything but Epstein. Anything but Epstein.
I'm
If you
actually
guys want
legitimately
us to
starting to
talk
get
about
tired of explaining
Epstein
to people that
all
Epstein
over
has
again.
ties to Mossad.
I mean, we already talked about Epstein 100 times. If you want us to repeat our entire fucking talking points, please drop a super chat. If not, you can literally rewatch this stream. It'll be posted on the channel for you guys to rewatch. So if you know how to the rewatch stuff on YouTube, you're welcome to. Talk about the
Yeah,
big beautiful bill.
Diana, I mentioned that Epstein has ties to Mossad. This has been common known information for like a couple years now. And there's a high probability when Trump finally got to see the physical Epstein files, he didn't know how far deep the ties to Mossad were. And now, with the current situation with Israel and the American people being upset with the situation over in the Middle East, he probably wasn't able to release them out of fear about a higher rise in anti Semitism in America.
Thank you, Billy. Hit that like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the big, beautiful bill. I want to hear Don's opinion. And if you guys have any specific questions, you can drop them in super chat. So, what do you think about that big, beautiful bill? Hello, Don's.
I mean, there are some things in it I don't agree with, right? And
Let's
then there's
hear
some
it.
things in it that I do agree with. So the complete removal of Medicaid, I'm not well. It's not really removal. It's more like just regulating it further. I think we should just get rid of Medicaid and rebuild it from the ground up. Medicaid's a failed system. It's been a failed system for a long time now. It's designed improperly. Who it prioritizes is also wrong. So Medicaid kind of needs to just be gotten rid of and redone. Social Security doesn't need to be gotten rid of. They just need to kick the people off who don't deserve it. They also need to
Agreed.
upgrade the amount of money provided to people on Social Security. There's no fucking reason the lowest cost of living to be able to have in America to live comfortably is 30,000, and the average person on disability who's on the higher receiving end of it is only getting 15,000 a year.
Where's the other racist Kentucky guy? He's in the chats right now, but he's not racist. Oh my god, he's not fucking racist.
Yeah, people who physically can't work who are disabled should be entitled to disability. People who are elderly and can no longer work should be entitled to disability. At the end of the day, there should not be on people on disability, and I have seen real life fucking examples of this, who are disabled because of their own fucking life decisions. If you like food so much that you eat to the point where you're 600 fucking pounds and you can't walk anymore, you should not be on disability. Lose the fucking weight and get a job.
I agree 1000%.
Which is exactly why I said we need to get rid of Medicaid, but after we figure out a better system. Inheritance tax should not be increased. You shouldn't even be able to tax inheritance to begin with.
Yeah, that is freaking stupid. You're taxing money that was already taxed. That makes no sense.
I've already explained it. It's a thing called exotropia. I can control both of my eyes independently. I could get surgery to fix it, but there's a 40% chance it could actually make it worse.
Guys, no more fucking dumb questions. Don't respond to him anymore. If you want to hear for
Yeah.
the 1000th fucking time about him, then you can drop a super chat. If not, you can just fuck off completely. Do I think I should wear ID tags that say ICE? That's actually a really interesting question. No, I don't, because people will run the fuck away from them. Or they will shoot
It's
them in
not
the
even
back of the
just run
head.
away. There have been ICE officers that have been legitimately kidnapped. I feel like if they run a risk of being attacked by the populace and possibly kidnapped and their family threatened, I feel like they probably shouldn't wear any form of fucking identification.
They should wear less identification than they already wear. Any protester wearing a mask should be arrested. I'm sorry. Or should
Well,
at
if
least
we'll
be
actually,
ID'd. Maybe not arrested. They should be ID'd by police or law enforcement.
well, this is gonna offend some people, and this is my stance on it. Okay, so a lot of you guys don't realize that the taxes you pay mean fucking nothing. You don't pay anything. Everybody within the top 25% of United States citizens, anywhere from the top 25% to the top 1%, 0.5%, 0.01% who are making like trillions, they pay all the taxes.
ICE is not wannabe Nazis, brother. That's federal law enforcement. If you have a problem with ICE, talk to Congress and try to change the laws.
They would
Even the
never have any
Democrats
reason
have
to arrest
supported
me because I'm a
ICE.
legal US citizen.
Obama supported ICE. Many Democrat presidents supported ICE. Oh, here's Kathy's dumbass statements again. Crying her eyes out. She loves coming in here and typing with all caps. Do your fingers hurt, Kathy, from typing in all caps?
You guys in California aren't paying most federal taxes. You're actually paying most state taxes. A lot of your taxes are from the state, not the federal government. Every state gets taxed about the same amount in America. There is no state that is taxed different by the federal government. The reason why you guys pay so many taxes in California is because of the state taxes, not the federal government. You
Correct.
pay the most tax. You pay the most taxes to your state government, not the federal government. You pay the same amount of taxes.
Do people forget that ICE is a government agency? I think they do, brother.
No, bro, Zempic, I actually feel bad for people in California with the amount of taxes you guys pay. It's not okay. It's actually fucked up. I may not always agree with what everyone from California says politically, but like you guys don't deserve to get it taxed as hard as you do. You pay the most amount of federal taxes in the United States. No, you do not. You pay the same amount of percentage that any other state that pulled in your same income. Because remember, taxes are based off a bracket, meaning how much income is generated in your state is how much taxes go to your state.
What she's really trying to say is that the most billionaires are in California. Tennessee has no state tax. Hell yeah.
The top one,
Florida
the
has
top
no state
25%.
tax.
I said the top 25% pays 89% of all taxes in America. That includes state and federal tax. Guess who also falls within the top 25%? People making anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million a year, aka the higher middle class.
Florida sales tax is still lower than California's sales tax. So, and it's still lower than New York City's sales tax.
You do not pay any more federal taxes than any other state. This, the federal government taxes all states equally. It's based off your state's overall income bracket. Meaning, if Texas made the same amount of money that California makes a year, total en masse, they would get taxed the same amount. Yes, they do, Phil. You obviously don't know how taxes work.
Respond to Kathy. But if anyone else has any comments or questions, drop some super chats. Let me know where you're coming from.
All of Pennsylvania has state tax, and different parts of PA have higher and or lower property tax also.
What
You
happened,
also
Mr.
have to
Green? What happened to your channel?
you also have to take in the effect there's also taxes in place for the county you live in too, as well as the city, because city tax also exists. That's why taxes and expenses are so high inside major cities, because not only are you're paying city tax, you're paying the county tax, you're also paying the state tax, and then you're paying the multiple federal taxes.
Trump
Versus if you
hasn't
don't live in a
deported
major
any
city.
citizens, so stop rambling.
It's the same way in every state, Chad, basically. Because depending on where you live in the United States, California is a huge problem with this. If you live in, let's just say, Los Angeles, right? Your taxes would be higher because you have city tax, county tax, and by the way, Los Angeles city tax is fucking insane. Should be illegal, but you have your city tax, and you also, by the way, then you also get to throw in this other thing called what is it called? Municipality tax. That exists in major cities. Philly
The
has a
fuck?
municipality tax. Yeah, municipal tax.
Trump, Trump, Trump. Imagine bragging about living in the most crooked, corrupt, fucked up state in the whole fucking country, California, and bragging that
Because
you pay
someone,
so much in taxes. Is
Watson, if you're
bragging about
curious,
paying more taxes a good fucking thing? Since when is paying more taxes positive?
oh, oh no, I agree. Paying more taxes is never positive. But what Watson's over here wondering why we're talking about taxes, because someone tried to say that California and New York are taxed heavier than any other state. They are indeed taxed heavier due to tax bracket, not because of mistreatment. Any other state that pulled in the same amount of income as them would have the same tax rate. It has nothing to do with these states being overtaxed or these states being wrongfully taxed by the federal government. My point is that the amount the federal government takes, and let's just say California, versus the amount that the state takes from you and the city are completely different. Most of your taxes in California do not go to the federal government, they actually go to your state.
They love child slave labor, demon rats. Do we got anything anyone interesting wants to say? Drop some super chats. Any questions, any comments? This lady is still screaming that California pays 15% of all federal taxes. You don't gotta yell, lady. Just enjoy your high taxes in peace and quiet.
Yes, that is the point of state taxes. But what I'm saying is that California overtaxes their people, and so does New York. The reason why taxes are so high and the cost of living is so high in California is because of the tax rate.
The only
The
kids that got
companies,
deported that were US citizens were deported with their mother because she asked them to be with her. They asked her, they said, "You want your children coming with you in your deportation?" She said, "Yes." So you can keep
also,
rambling all you
you know what?
want.
I'll delve into my stance when it comes into whether it's illegal immigration or people born here in America. If you come here illegally, you should not, which by the way is already violating due process. Why should someone be given due process upon being removed?
The Constitution, they're going to start crying, saying.
And yes, there are flaws in our Constitution. Our Constitution is not a perfect document. Any people can make mistakes or put particular laws in that cause loopholes.
Florida has lower taxes, some of the lowest taxes of any state, and our roads are perfect. So what are you bitching about? You're saying, "Oh yeah, we need to pay these taxes for our roads." Bull fucking shit. No, you don't. Look at places like Dubai. They have even more spectacularly perfect roads, and they don't have fucking taxes like that. They basically have zero taxes and perfect roads. So I don't know what kind of bullshit land you live in where, oh, we gotta pay more taxes to fix our roads. But that's straight fucking propaganda bullshit.
Dennis, you clearly don't understand what I mean by due process. When you come into the United States illegally, you go through a system, a process, as you will, to enter the country. When you hop the border, you violate that process because you don't even fucking participate in it. Yes, by jumping the border and entering the country illegally, you are violating the due process of immigration. So why are we giving these people due process upon being removed from the country? We shouldn't be. It doesn't make sense. And for anybody who has the argument, well, how do we know they're illegal immigrants? Because when you come into the country legally, there's particular documentation in the system that states it. Also, my stance differs from some of MAGA. I don't think we should remove people who have came here legally and then made mistakes that invalidated their citizenship. I think they should be given the opportunity to fix it and stay in the country. I think if you apply to come into the country on a green card or for education or work or anything, and let's just say you make a mistake, you should be given the opportunity to fix it instead of being deported, in which you can stay into the country and continue about your day. But when you hop across the border illegally, don't enter through the border entry, and then you expect, oh, I'm just going to surrender myself to a border patrol agent and be given asylum. No, that's not how the system should work. If you enter the country illegally, you should be immediately deported. Because that's how our law state it's supposed to work. And by the way, anybody who mentions we are technically supposed to be providing asylum because of a doctrine in the Geneva Convention, we did not ratify that, and we are not required by law to follow it.
Deport all these illegal immigrants. We need more ICE in California. We need more ICE in California.
Dennis, you can. If someone comes into the country and they don't have the legal documentation to be in the country, thus they are a legal immigrant and they should be removed. It's very easy to prove this information. Why do you think they made fucking Alligator Alcatraz? They're going to start taking these illegals who came into the country, taking these places, then processing them, looking to see if they have any type of documentation that allows them to stay in the country, in which case they get let go. If they find none, then they get deported.
We do need more ICE in Florida, but luckily we have 10,000 new ICE agents thanks to President Trump. We'll send 5,000 to California and the other 5,000 to Florida to start. We'll go to
Actually, fun
Kathy's
fact.
house first. I think she might be hiding a couple of illegal immigrants in there. Unless she's a hypocrite, then she's probably hiding none.
Back then, we did have immigration control back when the country was first founded, but you know what usually happened?
What?
You know what we did to people that didn't have proper documentation or came in and we could tell they came into the country illegally?
What do you
Usually the
mean?
local citizens just fucking killed them.
Damn.
Back in the days of the Wild West, that's literally what they did. Because back then, not that many people had birth certificates and so on. But when you came into the country for some type of business as a foreigner from, let's say, Mexico, there were these things called grants. And you would be given a grant by the government to do business in the United States if you were a businessman from, let's just say, Mexico or some foreign country. If you were doing business in America back then and selling products in America back then that weren't particularly authorized, you would be arrested for selling an item under the guise of contraband. And usually, what they did back then is they'd lock you the fuck up. And in the Wild West circumstances, they'd fucking hang you. They'd hang you. You didn't go to prison, they fucking killed your ass. Especially if it hurt local businesses. So let's just say a perfect example. If you were coming up from Mexico and you were selling liquor in America, right? And there were local businesses in the area where you were selling liquor that they needed that market to survive and provide to their families. You know what local law enforcement and the sheriffs would do? They would arrest you for selling contraband. And then you would get locked up for a very long fucking time. Usually handed off to a state marshal.
Papers, please, or deportation and ICE. Hit the like, subscribe button. If there's anything you guys want to mention, talk about, any questions you're demanding I answer, don't demand me to answer any of your questions. If you drop a super chat, your comments and questions will be answered 100% of the time. Other than that, don't say, hey, bro, I have a question. I demand you to answer it. Just say, I have a question, or just ask the question. And if it's good enough, I'll answer it. But if it's a super
Yeah,
chat, I'm
bargain.
answering it regardless.
Bargain. John Bargain. Yes, it does go a lot deeper than that. I was just explaining its more simplified version because otherwise it would take a while to explain how all of it worked.
Yep, I'm okay with deporting people that are coming from asylum that entered the country illegally. If you're looking for asylum, apply for asylum before you get here. Don't jump over our border illegally and then turn yourself in for asylum and expect not to get kicked the fuck out. If you guys want to debate, talk, discuss, join the Discord though. Link in my bio.
Yes, Berrigan, 100%. But that's how they dealt with people doing that shit back then. There was no law, so they would handle things locally. It usually involved in the rest of the person who committed those particular actions, but sometimes the hanging, sometimes firing squad, just depended on how bad it was.
If you entered the country illegally, you don't deserve due process. Controversial opinion. Yes, seeking asylum is applying in the first country you go into. Yup. That's another great point.
Oh no, TGV, I don't agree with what they did back then. I was just listing historic examples of how we handled it back then. That was fucking like a Neanderthal type behavior. They should be locked up in prison and then deported, not fucking hung or killed because they entered the country illegally. The only time they should get the death sentence is if they participated in human trafficking, rape, child prostitution, so like heinous shit, right? You do some heinous shit when you come here illegally, yeah, you should get a firing squad. And that shit should be televised.
Remember when they said Trump was gonna give that warmongering bitch daughter a firing squad? What was her name again? Maybe one of the Democrats can remind me. You remember that woman that they said Trump was gonna give her the firing squad?
Yeah, Fiva, I'm just saying the ones that do should be fucking executed. I hope we can at least agree on that. Like, I
I
really
mean,
don't think
Kathy
we should
seems
be
mad
throwing
as
fucking
fuck, bro.
pedophiles and fucking, all these horrible people in normal prisons. They should be firing squatted. Why are we wasting taxpayer money to keep these people fucking alive?
Anyone has anything constructive or actually good to say? Or if you want to drop a super chat and say something dumb, I can answer your dumbass questions then and read them out loud. Or if you have a good super chat, that would be even better. Kathy, genuine question. How old are you? I think
Dennis,
I know the answer.
Dennis, if you enter the country illegally, you're supposed to be deported by U.S. law. Biden passed a law that made an exception for asylum seekers, which should be thrown out the fucking window. Also, what you're reading is the rules based on the Geneva Doctrine that I mentioned earlier that the United States did not ratify, so we are not required by law to follow it.
There's a new
TJB
Superman
actually got that
movie.
wrong.
No. With due process. Why didn't Barack Obama give due process to the 3 million illegal immigrants he deported, 80% which did not see due process?
Hey, Kareem, name one Native American group that originated in America because none of them fucking did. They were the first immigrants. They're not from here. They're from Asia. They came here across the land bridge. Do I agree what we did to them? No. Do I support what we did to them? No. But I'm just stating factual information that the Native Americans also aren't from the United States. That everyone, for some reason, wants to leave out of every fucking conversation when you talk about the Native Americans. No one wants to talk about the fact that they were immigrants too. Actually, Xander, there was this thing called Slato Indians who were here before the Native Americans, who were both killed and bred out by the modern Native Americans we had back when we first came to America. They immigrated here before them a long time ago. But we're talking about the first immigrants in more modern world, which would be the Native Americans.
You're the one crying about illegal immigration and how bad it is ICE in the country deporting everyone. They should be deporting everyone. They're not deporting enough. We need to break
Sims, I
Obama's
hate to break it to you, but you
numbers.
lost. You lost to the settlers. Get fucked. That's how the world works. Yeah, it sucks what they did to you. It would have been nice if we could have worked together to form a society. But back then it was during the colony ages, and people were fucked up in the head. Can't change the fact that it happened, though. It can't change the fact that you lost your land, because that's how the world operates. It's divide and conquer. We aren't in some perfect fucking world where people don't get invaded and taken over. Look at fucking Ukraine right now.
Deporting illegal immigrants won't benefit America as long as the H-1B visa exists. The job industry will always find a way to pay cheaper labor. Maybe you can speak on this one, bro. I mean, there's federal minimum wages, if I'm not mistaken. There's minimum wages everywhere, so it's not like they're able to pay these people $2 an hour unless they're illegal immigrants, not documented workers. So I don't really see the point, bro, of what you said. If they're on a visa, they have to be paid the minimum wages. If they're not on a visa and they're working under the table, they can be paid $4 an hour and no one's overlooking it or no oversight whatsoever. So that kind of busts your whole cheaper labor theory right out of the door pretty quickly.
Watson, let me put it this way, and yes, I tend to be a realist when it comes to this situation. By the way, Diana, I'll get to you in a second. Um, as far as I stand, if you come here legally, I don't care if you've been here for 10 plus years and you built a life. You came to this country knowing there was a risk that everything could be pulled out from under you and you could be deported. Now it's time to pay for that risk. It's karma. Now, all the people who have been here for 10 plus years and they don't want to get deported, Trump has already stated if you report yourself to immigration, you will not lose all your belongings. Yes, you will be removed from the country, but you are then given the ability to actually apply for citizenship. This is something that they're doing. So if you want to stay here, deport yourself and then use the process that's in place to get citizenship and stay here. You'll maybe be out of the United States for a year, okay? 1 year. But then you can come right back and resume your life. Also, there are other systems in place. You can apply for military service to get citizenship in the United States with your family. It's an actual thing that they do. You can go into the army, serve the country, and get citizenship if you can't afford to pay for it.
Anti Clear says in Florida, they want to work 16 and 7-year-olds to work overnight, and they still have to go to school in the morning. Kathy, what the fuck are you crying about now? If 16 or 17-year-olds want to work overnight with their own free will, I legally think they should be able to. Some people drop out of school at 16. They get their GEDs and they do vocational school. They do plumbing. They do AC. And some of them want to work overnight. So if they want to do that, they should be able to do that. I said Florida.
Alex, I sacrificed myself for 10 years while you were still in diapers.
Kathy, the fact that you pay so much taxes, I think you should honestly drop me a super chat if you ever want me to respond to you again. Because I'm giving you pretty much free entertainment. Meanwhile, you're paying Newsom 60% of your income. So I think that's a little bit fair. That's a little bit unfair. A little bit unfair to me that you want to whine and bitch on my show, but you don't want to drop a super chat. And
Dre,
also,
if
you
you're
want to pay
curious, I was a first
60% of your
responder
money
from
to
16 to
taxes,
26.
but don't want to support the channel for your entertainment. Kathy's in hot water. Agreed.
Dre, I was a volunteer first responder from 16 to 26 years old. I was a firefighter and a paramedic.
I never said
Yes,
it
I
was
voluntarily joined to help
California.
people. That is still sacrificing yourself. You still beat the shit out of your body, and you do it for the greater good.
I didn't say state taxes, asshole. I said all together, all the different taxes you pay. It's not what I meant at all.
I did sacrifice. I'm diagnosed with PTSD. I have nerve damage to my back. I almost fucking died at one point.
These guys are seriously fucking deranged in chat.
No, James, actually, I own my own business. I own a restaurant, and I bust my ass every day. No, actually, I used to be in a lot better shape, but what happened was is I got this beautiful thing called nerve damage to my back and my right fucking knee, and it's harder to work out now because I go through physical fucking pain. I'm on medication for it. No, I'm not on disability. I work. I refuse to go on disability. I'd have to
Kathy, then you
physically be
can
in a
get the
fucking
fuck
wheelchair.
out. Either you can stop being an asshole, Kathy, and stop being a bitch, or I can make it so you can never comment on my channel again and you can go cry about Trump on someone else's channel.
Dude, there are
I'm
plenty of
interacting
people
with
who.
you. I'm giving you my truth. Just because you don't like my fucking opinions doesn't mean you need to be a fucking asshole.
Nah, you know what's funny about this whole fucking situation? Him trying to say, "Oh, has PTSD but owns a restaurant." Yes, there's plenty of people who are in the military and or were first responders or retired police officers with diagnosed PTSD and still work and own their own business. It's not like it's unheard of. Do you want to know what my PTSD is? I have fucking nightmares every once in a while. This is why generally I sleep fucking downstairs because I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night fucking screaming and wake my fiance because it makes me feel bad.
Kathy needs a job.
Oh my god, bro, fucking stupid.
She comes in my fucking stream every day. Now she's talking about I financially support people that say the truth on YouTube. If you say exactly what I want, I'll give you money. Kathy, I'm giving you fucking entertainment. But you don't even look at me as a human being. You just fucking hate on me because of the hat. So if you want to treat me that way and you want to say all this nasty shit to me, the nasty ass Democrats commenting and spreading hate as usual, I'll make sure your ass never can comment on my fucking channel again. And we'll stop giving you free attention completely. Kathy is probably the welfare queen. I wouldn't be surprised. Did they got good Section 8 over there in California, Kathy? What did I not respond to you about? They're saying to respond to you. Did I miss something?
Yeah, I have no fucking idea. I'm scrolling up to see if I missed anything. No, when it comes to nerve damage, for anybody here who's curious, it's just permanent. Like, medically, everywhere else except for my nerves, I'm fine. But the nerve damage in my back and my knee caused me to go through excruciating pain sometimes. And it's sporadic. I have no onset warnings or anything when it happens. Sometimes it's so bad I literally fucking throw up.
Kathy, I don't care what you're asking. I'm done engaging with you. In general, you just said you support other channels, but you're not going to support mine. But you want continuous free engagement. You'll engage with other channels, watch their videos, give them super chats, but you won't engage with me because you don't like what I have to say. But you want my continuous free attention to your comments. Not gonna happen anymore, Kathy. Not gonna happen anymore.
The government takes like fucking over $100,000 from me a year in taxes, and they don't even work for it. I am against raising taxes in general for anyone. I think we should probably get rid of whoever's currently in charge of the government fund situation and start actually regulating where the money is spent, because they make so much money that there's no fucking reason they should have to tax us more.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Kathy, I'm not even reading what you're saying anymore. If you want interaction, if you want to say something, if you want me to read your comments out loud, it's as simple as this. You can drop a super chat. You're in
Yeah,
California. Your state is so rich, like you claimed a million times. You can afford a fucking super chat.
there again, the surgery needed to treat it is expensive, and I would rather use that money elsewhere. If I reach a point in my life where I can throw away the amount of money I'd have to pay as a copay to get medically treated for it, I would. But I'm not there yet. Let's hope by the time I'm 35, I am, because I would gladly get surgery to fix it.
Don't like the channel? Leave, clowns. Leave.
Jeez, I wasn't in the military. I was a volunteer first responder. No one will pay for shit. They paid for the initial surgery for me to get my back fixed up because I had compression in my spine that had to get relieved for my back to heal. But they won't pay for the nerve surgery because it's too expensive. The government is really good at that. They'll pay to treat half of the problem and then leave you with something that you can technically live with, um, just to keep you going.
Harris did not run on anything to do with improving healthcare, so what the fuck are you talking about?
No, I said the government won't pay for me to get surgery.
No,
I
I'm not
stated that I
saying
was
you.
a
I'm
volunteer
responding to one of the
firefighter.
comments. They
No, I'm
asked.
talking about people in the comments section that obviously didn't follow what I stated. I did it from 16 to 26 years old. The government paid for me to get my back fixed from when I got injured. They did not pay for the nerve surgery because it's more expensive than the back surgery that I got. The government is famous for only half treating a problem.
This guy voted for Trump, so I don't know what the fuck you're crying about because you don't like the red hat that I'm wearing.
I honestly think we need to get rid of Medicaid and just rebuild it from the ground up. Carpe, I am able-bodied. I own my own business. Yes, actually, I have a degree in business management. I went to college for 4 years for that. I have two associate's degrees. I have an associate's degree in accounting and an associate's degree in finance.
What the fuck is this guy babbling about? Trump is a monster. America needs free health care for illegal immigrants back. Bro, fuck no, they do not. I don't get free health care. Fuck those illegal immigrants getting free health care.
That's wild.
Fuck those illegal immigrants getting health care. Fuck them. Fuck them in
I
their
didn't mean to
ass.
click that button. No, I meant to click. Where is it? I wanted to see his channel activity and I accidentally clicked the button to mute him.
That is a troll. That sometimes happens.
I had to undo it because I was like, oh fuck, I didn't mean to click that. Um, no, I'm not saying get rid of Medicaid in a sense that never replace it. I'm saying build a new medical system that works better to replace Medicaid. Same thing with Medicaid. Both need revised and rebuilt from the ground up. There's a lot of issues with it. Perfect example is you have people out there who are disabled, right? Who physically can't work, but because they make like $60 over the Medicaid threshold, they don't qualify for health insurance assistance. Please explain to me how someone making 15,000 a year from disability can afford medical insurance. That's what's wrong with Medicaid, and that's why it needs rebuilt. I'm saying people out there who are on disability, and on the higher end of disability, it's like anywhere from $15,000 to $18,000 a year. If you fall within the $15,000 range a year from Social Security, you don't qualify for Medicaid. The people who should be prioritized in the Medicaid system are people on disability, not fucking low income people who actually can fucking work. Alex, that's actually not a lie, because go say that to my fucking father, who's making $16,000 a year from disability, okay? And he doesn't qualify for Medicaid even though he can't fucking afford it. I'm currently financially supporting my father because he can't afford health insurance. I'm paying for his health insurance.
Sorry about your son. Hopefully everything works out in the end. God bless you.
No,
Praying
we
for you.
cannot. Not making not making $15,000 a year. You cannot afford medical insurance. Good, decent medical insurance. You also can't get Medicaid in that position. When I'm in, no, I'm actually in a blue state. I'm in a blue state. He can get Medicare, which barely covers shit. Medicare barely covers anything. Have you ever seen the fucking copays?
We
No,
are
Alex, I
both
am in a blue
Trump.
state. I live in Pennsylvania, which is a blue state. Our governor is a Democrat, Shapiro. No, that's a blue state, Alex. Pennsylvania has historically been Democrat ran. Now, when it comes to presidential voting, we're considered a flip state. But when it comes to state government, we're Democrat. Go look it up. It's Democrat. Yes, I do want lower taxes because the people hurt most by higher taxes are anybody with a $100,000 to $1 million a year range, not the super wealthy. My state is not red. My state is Democrat. It is ran by Shapiro, who is Democrat. Most of the major city governors are Democrat.
Obamacare is dog shit. Don't get me started.
From a presidential standpoint, we are a flip state. From a state government standpoint, we are Democrat. It's a lot of things people don't know about Pennsylvania. We are not a red state. Doesn't make us a
Yeah.
red state. It just makes us a flip state, shooter. No, it just makes us a flip state because there's people who aren't Republican who voted for Trump.
Is Kathy still here? What does she think about 361 arrested in an MJ farm? Two pedophile PDF files found. 14 minors found alongside those two PDF files. One DUI arrestee that was arrested for a DUI and a hit and run, and some other criminals that were arrested in that MJ farm that were all illegal immigrants. What do you think about child exploitation going on in California at those illegal MJ
Philadelphia is heavily
farms?
Democrat run, Toher.
This is just a question for her. This is my final remark to her, my final one-to-one discussion with her. Reading Fox, am I? No, I'm not reading Fox. I'm just looking at some notes I took. And I was curious what you had to say about it. Do we got any more questions, super chats? I think I'm going to wrap this up in 5 minutes.
Jacob, you don't. Okay, so let me explain something. If you're on Medicare, okay, at a certain point, okay, depending on what time you're in your life, you don't get state coverage. You get government coverage. There's a huge difference, and it doesn't cover everything. Like my dad currently has medical problems that I am partially paying out of pocket for him to get treated by. Back during COVID, my father, for some reason, I don't know what happened. No one knows what happened, but he broke a rib. Ever since he broke that rib, at first he had pleural infusion, which is when liquid builds up around your lung. Well, they got the pleural infusion under control, and now he has heart problems. Now, on top of having heart problems, he has fucking gout, and he's having issues controlling the amount of water that is stored inside his body. Yes, I do get taxed over 100K.
He said
That's what
that
happens when you
100
own your
fucking
business.
times in the comments. Can you stop spamming, bro? We heard you the first time. Alright, bye, Alex. You're just fucking crying at this point. Bye, goodbye. We're all
Yes,
praying
I
for
want
your
lower
dad.
taxes for everyone, not just the rich. I want them to manage the money better that's provided through taxes through the government.
Is there anything
Not
else you guys
everyone
want to
on
say?
Medicare can be provided state insurance in Pennsylvania. That is a misconception. You have to fall within a specific tax bracket. And they set it in such a way that people who make over a certain amount on Social Security do not qualify. If you are making $15,000 a year or more in the state of Pennsylvania on disability, you do not qualify for state insurance. You apply for you qualify for this thing called partial state insurance, which does not cover everything. The copays are fucking horrible if you go to the hospital. You need to fall under $15,000 a year from disability to qualify for state insurance. Otherwise, you are only entitled to partial. Partial state insurance completely fucks you over because what happens is they'll cover things like dental, basic medical, certain surgeries, medications, but what they'll fuck you is in the event you need to go to the emergency room and get a serious surgery. Because what they'll do is, oh, well, for the first 2 nights it's free. After that, it's $200, $500, $600. Each fucking night it goes up. And then by the end of it, you have like a $25,000 fucking bill.
Yeah, that's horrible. Anything else you guys have to say? What do you think about Fetterman? Eric asks. Drop any super chats, any questions you guys have. Let me know. Exeter, I'll gladly tell you if you drop a super chat again. If not, I'm done answering these questions that I've already answered
Jacob,
a
when you're on
thousand
disability,
times.
you don't get taxed, by the way, in Pennsylvania. And as I've stated, you can't get state insurance if you go over a certain income bracket. I've already researched into all of this, Jacob, I'm telling you. If you make over and it's only for people on disability. If you make over a certain amount on disability, you are only entitled to partial state insurance. Now, to qualify for full state insurance, what you need to do, and this is how the system works because of stupid ass fucking Shapiro, you need to get a job and you have to pull in at least $100 a week.
Well, Exeter, that's how I feel. I don't want nonsense questions.
So people who literally can't work on disability get fucked.
Guys, I think I'm going to wrap up now. No one else is saying much of fucking anything. I'll give it 30 more seconds. Maybe some surprising comments or super chats will come
He
in.
hasn't been working for years. Because he doesn't work, he's not entitled because he doesn't fall within the bracket to receive full state coverage. He can only get partial. Now, if he wanted to get full state coverage, there's a program that was put in by Shapiro, right, our governor, that if you get a part-time job working, making at least $100 a week, you can then qualify for full state coverage, which, by the way, is called dual care, where you receive both your Medicaid and Medicare in the same place, and then you get full coverage, and the coverage is really good. The issue is my father cannot fucking work at all. He can barely fucking walk.
Prayers for your dad, brother. Prayers for your dad.
No, my dad isn't 65 yet, Jacob. That's another reason why he doesn't qualify yet. He's 63. You need to have physical documentation proving that he's actually physically working and coming into work. If I did that, it would technically be considered fraud, and I can get in serious trouble. It's already proven he can't work. He's on disability. That's what I'm saying. It's a never-ending fucking circle. They purposely make it harder for people on disability to get provided full state coverage. It's done that way on purpose. He will not be entitled to full state coverage until he's 65. He has to wait 2 whole fucking years with all the medical issues he has right now. Two years. 2 years he will be able to get full state coverage. But his medical has already gotten so bad that I have to pay out of pocket to help him. So for 2 years, it's going to cost me thousands of dollars to keep my dad healthy to some degree till he can get this insurance coverage.
Sorry, man. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully things
My
get
dad's
better.
on Social Security disability and he's not entitled because of the money he makes. You're clearly not listening to what I'm saying.
Bro, they don't fucking listen. They're demon rats.
It's trying to tell me how my state works when I've researched all of this. Oh my god.
Praying for your family. That's right. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. There are some nice people out there after all.
He gets full SSD. He's gotten full SSD since he was 45 years old and he got into a car accident.
Here we go
You say
again.
that, but it's specifically set that way for people outside who are on low income, not people on disability. I'm telling you, you don't qualify for state insurance. You
Kathy
qualify for
knows so
partial.
much, bro. She knows so much. She's educated about every single state. She knows more than people that research. Don't go against her words.
Yeah, when they set the $17,000 a year amount, do you know that they're talking about including partial state coverage? They don't specify that to get partial state coverage is also included in that. So the cutoff is around 15,000. After that, the partial state coverage starts. But they say anyone making this amount, oh well, you can qualify for the full thing. And then you go and apply, and you know what happens? You only get partial fucking coverage.
MAGA, yes. Hit the like, subscribe button. I'm going to have to wrap up here. It's getting late here. It was nice talking with you, Dons. And I hope everything works out for your dad and your family.
And they have him on medication for the gout, so hopefully everything figures out. He just needs to be careful what he eats from now on. I have him eating a lot of like more healthy foods like tuna and so on that aren't, rich in acid and so on that can cause the gout to get worse.
Yeah, that's good. Good to hear. Stay healthy,
Also,
kids. Yeah, that comment.
if you want to keep your heart healthy, eat a lot of fucking tuna. Tuna and salmon. You need those omega-3s in your diet, like legitimately.
Oh, absolutely. All right, I'm going to rest up now. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great evening. Have a good day tomorrow, and I'll talk to you later, Dons. I'll talk to everybody. Peace out, guys. See you later, bro. Talk to you in a minute in the Discord. Bye, guys.